Hello, hi, how are you everyone? Namaste and welcome back to SJ CTET classes. So today's video is a very important video. This video is related to a pedagogy topic. Okay, so it is community mathematics. So this topic CTET examination every year, one or two questions are continuously asked. Okay, so if you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe my channel, like and share it. Okay, so let us start. Okay, let's see community mathematics. What do you mean by community mathematics, everybody? Actually, the communication in the community of teachers and students. It is a communication, right? So that it has to be done with the teachers and the students in every mathematics class. In this, students reflect upon clarity and expand their ideas and understanding of mathematical relationship and mathematical arguments. See, there are arguments or there are differences of opinions in a classroom that in between happening between teachers and students. So, for example, students of particular class are divided into a number of small groups. Group work we are assigning, right, and then allowed to create different solution to a lesson problem, and after that present their solution to their classmates. So, group discussion after providing the problem to the students, divide them among students into groups of certain number of students in a group and allow them to discuss between them and let them come up with their solutions. Okay, and through this certain community develops in the class among the students through which they share their ideas, knowledge among the peers. So that is the possibility here because of the group work. It promotes students to discuss their mathematical thinking. The students' mathematical communication can be established. So they are thinking, they are discussing. So through that, the communication also establishing or stabilizing. The communication transforms in precision and sophistication throughout the primary, junior, and intermediate grade. It is not only in a particular grade. This communication can be precise or enlarged and sophisticated way. It is in the primary level of students, junior students, and intermediate grade students also benefiting through this communication ability. What are characteristics of mathematical community, everybody? There are a few characteristics. The first one is precision. So what is precision? It makes us visible the problem's details, relevant choices or methods or strategy to solve the problem and its accurate calculation. See, whenever a problem is introduced to a child, we must make sure that how far the visibility of the problem is there in the question, or what are the relevant methods or strategies the students can adapt in this, or the teacher can scaffold in this in order to attain the solution of it. So the precision includes all these. That means the visibility of the problem, that the details of the problems, what are the choices or methods or strategy can be adapted to solve this problem, and how accurate the calculations are. These things are mainly coming in precision. Okay, everyone. And the next one is clarity. So what is clarity? As the name implies, it indicates the ease of comprehending. I told you in the beginning itself. So whenever we are seeing a question in the CTET examination also, how easily we are comprehending it. So how we are understanding it, that easily we can comprehend it. So it is leading to the solution. So it is a problem which requires readers' inference in the minute extent. So how easily or how fast the inference is reaching to our brain, the comprehension starts from there, and which leads to the particular and correct solution. That is what students also doing while doing the process of clarity. Okay. So first one was precision, second one is clarity, and the third one is assumptions. That is very much required in learning mathematics. Why assumptions needed? It emphasizes on the details of mathematical task or problem and that are addressed in what manner in the solution. See, certain things we will be assuming. Through assumption, the teacher can lead the students into a particular way, and after all, through the assumptions, the students can understand that whether the assumption is correct or wrong, and after the conclusion, the student and the teacher can come to the exact meaning of what they really assume. Is it correct or not? The solution is derived out of it or not out of it. So that it is matters in assumption. Then what do you mean by next one is cohesive argument. Cohesive, that means shows the interplay of mathematical examples along with explanation. Cohesive means the mirror image, right? Cohesiveness, that is exactly what is showing that it has to be reflected. For example, through explanations, diagrams, graphs, tables, or chart. So actually, the meaning is derived from those parts, explanatory parts, diagram through visual, graphs, visual plus experience, the tables, reading, understanding. So through that, these are the cohesive things it can be adherent to. So these arguments are related to the interplay of mathematical examples with these aspects. Okay. Then elaboration. So what is elaboration? It shows the justification of mathematical ideas and strategies with proper significant mathematical details. So elaborate after reaching to a certain level. So the elaboration requires there. So what we did, what is the justification for that? The idea is with me, and through that idea I came to this justification, and I have adopted this much strategies in the classroom for this, and these are proper or improper, and what all significant or. So all these details are put together to form the elaborative parts. Okay, so it is actually the justification of mathematical ideas that derived out of it. Okay, so next one, what are the categories of community in mathematics? So what are the categories? Mainly different types of communication. That means, see, if we are communicating to a peer, that is among ourselves, one of the colleagues we are communicating, and to the students we are communicating, and then to the teachers the communication happens. So these are different in types. It's not in a same way, right? And the expression and organization of mathematical understanding and learning. That is also very important. How far we are expressing it, organizing the skills into it, strategies we are adopting into it, and the understanding, knowledge, application, understanding, the level we are following. So these are the category second part. Then using conventions, vocabulary, and terminology of the subject or visual, oral, or written format. Okay, when we are exposing a problem to the student, vocabulary, we have already emphasized then what is the language of mathematics, right? So how the vocabulary is mainly intending to reach the idea inside the mind of the student. So vocabulary along with the real life applications are very important there, and the terminologies which are coming inside the mathematical problem is also very important. Okay, so sometimes the oral explanation indeed, visual explanation indeed, and written format is also, that is depending upon the category of questions asked. Then, the students can be evoked to organize, reorganize, and strengthen their mathematical ideas, thinking by means of listening, talking, and writing about mathematics. So, these are the ways students are doing. These are the activities through which the students can write about or think about mathematical ideas. Then the students can analyze, evaluate, and build on the mathematical thinking strategies of others in order to develop students' mathematical understanding. It is desired for teachers to carry out various mathematically based pedagogical moves. See, if the teachers want the student to analyze and evaluate, that means some sort of pedagogical aspect, that means the strategies, methodologies should be reached. It has to be reached in the minds of the student, and that should be prepared accordingly. So it should be desired. So if it is desired according to that, the analysis and evaluation part from the student, if we require, that will also come to us, right? Then, making students aware how to make part in mathematical discussion. We have to tell them how you have to participate in the group discussion. When the questions are asked, what you have to perform there, and what on the basis of what you have to think, and which are the points you have to take out, and what is a positive aspect, what is a negative aspect. So all these are inculcated to a particular point, and which is exactly leading ahead. So these are the points which teachers has to make them aware of. I mean the student aware of. Making mathematical visual records of the class discussion for all the students to see. See, whatever the activities the teachers are providing it to them. So it is definite to make a record of it. So if it is a visual record, it is very useful. And if it is viable to the students in such a way, if you are displaying it in the classroom, so the visual records that they are able to see in a different way. So many times they can see that. So it will encourage them to do more. Okay. And then using mathematical notations of symbols in order to record students' mathematical thinking. So we can use notation, symbols. So the importance of mathematical language we have already discussed. So more on that I have said in that. So please watch the video if you didn't do that. I am giving the link in the chat box. I mean the description box. Okay. Then using mathematical notations of symbols in order to record students' mathematical thinking. So recording is an aspect that I have already mentioned. Then coordinating student discussion and analyzing the solution. How we coordinate? See, there are a list of, or there are different options to coordinate them. So we'll discuss one by one. First one is very, very important, gallery work. How we coordinate an activity through gallery work. So what is gallery work, everyone? Gallery work is an interesting discussion technique that takes students into a situation of more focused and active exchange with our students' mathematical ideas and understanding. It's an exchange of ideas. Gallery work is an interesting discussion technique which helps to create a situation where the students are more focused on the topic and they are actively exchanging their ideas. That is it mean by, and it is prompting students and teachers to mathematically engage with a range of solutions. There are different possibilities arises. So out of which we can take the best out. Okay. Then it is generally carried out after the solutions we have been generated. The students either the computers or the pictures of papers. So how that it is carried out? Solutions are generated. So according to the medium, what they are viable with, so they can create out. Then, as these are several forms of gallery work. So which are the several possibilities of gallery work? Some of them I am discussing here. The first one is small group problem solving. So this as the name implies, the small group which is developing the solution for a lesson problem on a chart paper or any notebook. So that is a small group problem solving. Then small group discussion. In this form, the solutions are rotated among group. That is, one solution prepared by the group is rotated to the others, and it is continuous until the solution are analyzed and responded by all the groups. That means one particular group is having a particular invention, right? So that is exchanged between the other. So at last, everything can be comprehended at a particular solution to reach. Then the comments are accumulated for each solution and they are reviewed by the group for any further comments. That's what I just mean by teacher observation. While the students are engaged in discussion their classmates' solution, the teachers moves around the classroom, tapping students' understanding and noting students' use of mathematics vocabulary and symbolic notation. Yeah, teacher observation or supervisory study we have discussed before. So the same way the observatory part has to be done by the teacher, whether why it is not to indulge between the students' activity, but it is to derive whether the path is correctly going. So if it is any supporting needed, teacher can give. Then the whole class discussion. After coming back to their own solutions, the groups formulates the comments, questions and suggestions for the development of an oral report that would be presented to the whole class. So certain after the formation of the solutions and comments that has been listed out of the group discussions that can be presented in front of the whole class. So the teacher can note down it or the teacher can visually write it on the on in front of them so that the complete awareness should be given to all the group members. The small group oral reports furnish the significant details with which the teacher can use to highlight and summarize key mathematical ideas and strategies related to the lesson learning goals. So that's what I said. The whole class discussion will be based on all the comments and questions, suggestions based on the group work. So finally, the teacher can summarize the highlight point and which are the positives and negatives of that, and we can reach to the conclusion. Then second category is Math Congress. So Math Congress is also very, very important. It is developed by Firstnote and Dow mathematicians. Primary objectives is to develop the mathematicians in the classroom learning community. We want to develop mathematics. That is a thinking process. It is actually focused on. So why this? It is we have to make a lot of thinking inside the students' mind. Enables the teacher to make students more focused on reasoning about mathematical ideas. That's what I just tell you. Focusing on the reasoning, mathematical ideas. So the ideas derived from mathematical thinking embedded in the student solutions. Solutions arrived, right? So the thinking to be elaborated. So this in the solutions they got, we can again think on the basis of the integrating part of it. We have a solution. So what is the extension of this solution? that can also develop in the classroom, right? The extension lead to the connection to the higher level, higher order. So that it is the mathematical thinking is embedded. So the in the student solution, so the teacher can make it enlarged to the next level. It does not show the each solution of the problem. On the contrary, it focused whole class discussion 2 or 3 strategically selected student solutions in order to develop every student's mathematical learning. So it will also help to develop the students' mathematical learning. Then the third category is bansho. Bansho, the word meaning, which is derived from Japanese word. The bansho. Bansho means the board writing. What is board writing? The purpose of bansho is to organize, record mathematical thinking derived from collectively produced by students on a large size chalkboard or dry erase board. That means actually in the brainstorming we have discussed. I hope you remember the teaching strategies in that I made you aware of what you mean by brainstorming. It is actually listing out the outcome at the end by the teacher on the monitor in the blackboard, right? So it is actually the recording purpose. Here the same Bancho means the recordically we are writing our thinking and the reasoning as a stretch collectively. So that's what in a board, blackboard. The use of mathematical expressions, figures, and diagrams of the student solutions and strategies to the lesson problems are included in the board writing. So you can include the figures or the expressions, emojis, and diagrams. What all strategies comes under the group discussion, we can display it on it. Then this written record enables the simultaneous comparison of multiple solution methods, and the students can construct a new mathematical idea and strengthen their mathematical understanding. See, in a particular group, one type of diagram and organization comes, the other group may differ in that. One may focus on value oriented and other may focus on the practicality of that topic. So when you club it and when you write it on the board, so the entire idea will be given to the each group member of the students, and they will be able to stick on their idea and think about it, and they can develop about it. So that's what happening in collective format, collective idea written on the board. Then as the chalkboard is written record of the entire lesson, the student and teacher can have a whole view of the class mathematical discussion throughout the lesson. So the entire lesson concept is written, right? So which is very much what we can visible to the students' eyes. So they it will be a whenever we are visually seeing a thing, that is more capturing than the theoretical knowledge to some extent. So visual impact is more. So Bancho is very, very effective. Then I focus on values of mathematics in today's topic. What are the values of mathematics? There is also a part of community. See, from community is the value arises, right? The moral values. What emphasizes on moral values? Character, personality development, cleanliness, reality, punctuality, truthfulness, honesty, loyalty, justice, dutifulness, self-control, self-reliance, self-confidence, patience. So everything is coming under the moral values. These all has to be equipped from the mathematics classrooms especially. Then social values. What is the group discussion just now we have discussed, right? Cooperation with each other, knowledge of give and take process. Business and industry depends upon the knowledge of mathematics. So knowledge, the social values have to be developed. Cooperation is the basics. Then give and take process. So in a business industry, these are very, very, very important. So social values are important. Cultural values. A person becomes critical observer, logical thinker, and proper knowledge of mathematics changes the mind of the person, right? So critically you are thinking, logically thinking. So that is also needed in a culture. A person becomes more cultured with the proper knowledge in mathematics. So what is mathematical thinking? Mathematical skill is a skill which is logic oriented and critical thinking, problem solving. So these are all needed for a cultural oriented society. So these kind of disciplines are included where a society stick on a certain cultural values. So this discipline is inculcated by the knowledge of mathematics. Then disciplinary values, as I said you, mathematics is not meant only for the development of mental ability, but also the development of their personality with some qualities like concentration, truthfulness, seriousness, and that is why the disciplinary value of mathematics is very, very important. Yes, so truthfulness is should be the concentration. Nowadays, the use of social media is more and more when we compare it to the past times. So concentration or focus on a particular thing is varies, and it is the time consuming is different. Rather than we have used a lot of time, 1 hour concentration nowadays it is not getting to a particular group of students. So seriousness, what is the seriousness for that? So these are the disciplinary values which mathematics learning can add on it. Okay. Then psychological value. Mathematics education is also useful from the point of view of psychological aspects. Why? Mathematics fulfills the psychological needs of the children. Teaching of mathematics follows various laws and principles of psychology. So that value-oriented psychological, learning by doing, learning through experience, problem solving. These are all psychological aspects of values. So these are included in the learning of mathematics. Then values related to scientific category. I told you, definite and distinct procedures which leads to open-mindedness. See, heuristic approach is needed. Critical observation is needed. Suspended judgment, free from superstitions and false beliefs. So these are needed for a student who wants to relate his knowledge towards a scientific attitudes, right? Scientifically, if you want to achieve, he should have such kind of values. So that kind of values can be earned through mathematical knowledge securing process. So these are related to today's topic. So I hope this video will be helping you to know regarding what do you mean by community in mathematics, what do you mean by the categories like band show and what the gallery work, math congress, etc., and especially the values oriented things which I have focused here. So these are all very important section in a pedagogy. So I hope this video will be helping you. Please keep practicing. I will be coming with the practice facility way to questions on it. Okay. Next video we will see. Thank you so much. Thank you.